Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this Ro-Ghoul video, I'll be talking about some of the best Kagunes in all of Ro-Ghoul. Well, I'm not gonna be just talking about the best Kagunes that I think are really good. I'm gonna be talking about every single Kagune in the game right now and, saying my opinion about it, whether I think it's really good for farming, if it's good for PvP, and, good in general. So everything that I'm about to say in this video are all based on my opinion and based on my experience and based on what I observe. So if you guys have anything to say about my opinion, you can leave them down below in the comments. This is a very open community. You guys can share your opinions down below in the comments. So, without further ado, let's talk about the Kagunes right now. So first, we got Eto Yoshimura. By the way, I'm not gonna showcase every single Kagune because of course there's too many Kagunes in the game, and I only have 3 Kagunes right now. I only have the Kakujira, which from my previous video I had. There you go. And I have Koshi and Noro. Actually, let's talk about Kakujira first. Kakujira, I think right now is really fun to use. But I still haven't seen the full potential because the revamp just got released recently. So I don't know any tricks. I don't know anything you can do with like the combos and stuff. I don't know if it's good for farming, if it's good for PvP. Maybe it is quite decent for farming because of the beam from the first kill you get. Boom. But I don't think getting Kakujira as a low level or you're still in the grinding phase of Ro-Ghoul makes sense because there's a lot more Kagunes out there that are better for grinding, such as Koshi. This one is really good for farming. In my previous best Kagunes video in Ro-Ghoul or in YouTube, I actually put Koshi as number 1 because I think it's really good for farming and PvPs as well. And it does a huge amount of damage with this continuous damage and range skills. But I think it's actually one of the worst for PvPs right now because of how flashy all the Kagunes are, because of how much mobility each Kagune has. It depends on what Kagune you are using, and it's really difficult to like hit your opponents with this skills, all the range stuff. But if you manage to hit your opponent with some of the skills, such as the R skill, then start doing combos, then you're in for a really good treat. But yeah, I think Koshi excels more in farming more than PvP. So if you guys are looking for a really good Kagune or the best Kagune for farming, it's gonna be Koshi in my opinion. And I always leave 1 slot for Koshi in my Kagune slots. I'm never gonna change Koshi. The value you can get from Koshi is so good. And next one is Noro, which is my main Kagune and my favorite Kagune of all time, next to Tatara. I honestly think this is really good for farming because of the extra durability you get when using the Kakuja and using the stage 1. I'm pretty sure you get like extra durability when you're using this Kagune, and for only 50 million yen you can get this monstrous Kagune. And of course you need like a level requirement for the stage 2. You need a level requirement of 1000 and you need 10 million RC. But once you hit level 1000 and once you hit the 10 million RC mark, then it's gonna be really good. It's really worth it. But for PvPs, I don't think it's really that good for PvPs unless you hit your opponent with the R skill, which is like the main bread and butter for Noro. As you guys can see, boom. But if you guys want to watch a video about me showcasing Noro, then it's on my channel. You guys can find it. I called it like the easiest Kagune to use or the tankiest Kagune, the most durable. I kind of forgot already. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Kagunes that I have right now. The ones that I have right now are actually not my main Kagunes. I just have Kakujira for content purposes. Usually the Kakujira slot, I have it as Tatara or Takizawa because those are really my favorite Kagunes, not Takizawa. My other favorite Kagune is actually Tatara. So I'm gonna be talking about Eto Yoshimura. Eto Yoshimura for 250 million yen. I honestly think this Kagune is a really good Kagune for beginners because of the stage 2, and it is really good for farming and PvPs as well. It's quite decent, and I also think it's really fun to use. That's why, if you're trying to explore, trying to find your main Kagune, maybe Eto Yoshimura is the one for you. It's also quite flashy at the same time. Hiname Fueguchi is also really fun to use, but I don't see that much people using Hiname Fueguchi. I think it's quite decent for farming and PvPs as well, kind of similar to Eto Yoshimura, and I think Eto is a lot better than Hiname. Kakujira, I explained it a while ago. Kakokong, I think it's only good for PvPs. I don't think it's that good for farming, but of course it's a 500 million yen, so I think it's still really worth it to get. Same as Kakujira, but I think Kakujira is better than Kakokong. Ken Kaneki, we all know this is the most OP Kagune for 500,000 yen. Imagine that. Like literally you can load into the game, redeem all the codes, and then you already have most of the stages of Ken Kaneki, unless there's like a level requirement that you have to grind for. Kichimura Washu, I'm still expecting a lot more from this. I think it deserves a stage 2 or a Kakuja form. That's why I'm still waiting for an update. Unless Alex doesn't update this Kichimura Washu, it's gonna be a wasted potential. And I think this Kagune is only good for PvP right now, and I don't think it's that good for farming. Koshi, I explained it a while ago, best Kagune for farming right now. Kotaro Amon, with the stage 3 that got released recently, I think it's a really good Kagune right now for PvPs, but for farming, I think it's quite decent as well, but like, it's gonna take a little bit time. Lycan, this one is a really fun Kagune to use. In fact, I haven't made a video about Lycan, so I'm planning on making a video about Lycan. If you guys don't know what Lycan is, it's the wolf Kagune, if you guys have seen them running around in the public servers. Nishiki Nishio, there's a stage 3, but based on what I've seen before, I still haven't seen the stage 3 and like the stage 2 as well, because I think it got revamped. I haven't used it, and I'm planning to make a video about this as well. So, I'm not gonna say anything. It's a beginner's Kagune. Noro, my favorite Kagune, best Kagune of all time in my opinion. Renji Yomo, I don't think this one is honestly good for PvP and farming because it only has 2 stages, and the second stage is quite, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's pretty much just dashes, and it doesn't do that much damage. And it's only 150 million yen, so I guess you get what you pay for. So I think this one excels more in PvP, I guess. Renji Yomo, but it's still not good. Takizawa, I don't even gotta say anything at all. All of those Takizawa users out there, if I say anything about Takizawa, y'all are gonna hate me. But yeah, Takizawa excels more in PvPs in my opinion. Farming as well because of the C skill of the 3rd stage and the 2nd stage as well. So if you guys are looking for a beginner Kagune, or like, if you're starting off and you want to find a Kagune that you want to main potentially, then, you might as well try Takizawa. A lot of people in the public servers are using Takizawa. Like, literally, there's no public server in Ro-Ghoul ever that doesn't have a Takizawa user in it. Shu Sukiyama, this one is also a beginner Kagune, only stage 1, 500,000 yen. But if you're gonna buy a Kagune that is for 500,000 yen, I recommend just buying maybe the Ken Kaneki. This one is the best. And of course, the Nishiki Nishio. And I haven't tried it, but might as well try it out because it has 3 stages, unlike the Shusukiyama, which is just a butter knife, literally only 1 stage. Tatara, this one, I think it really needs a buff. Way before in public servers back in like 2020, 2021, there's lots of Tatara users, and then they revamped it, and all those Tatara users kind of died out. And I think Tatara deserves to be buffed because the potential of Tatara, oh my god, there's so much potential to it because of all those fiery stuff. Maybe I'm just becoming a little bit biased because this is one of my favorite Kagunes of all time. In fact, this is the first Kagune that I bought for like millions of yen. Tonakai, this one just got released recently and I don't see that much people using it. This was released back in December 2023. I think it's only good for PvPs, to be honest. Toka Kirishima, this one is also a really good Kagune for beginners and when you need to grind. This one has like all those range skills that you need for farming. And the last one is the Yakumo Mori. Yakumo Mori, it speaks for itself. This one is really good for PvPs, but for farming, I don't think it's that good. Wait, actually no, there's like that one helicopter skill that is really good for farming, the Gyakusatsu. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess I can say it's kind of decent for farming, and we all know that Super Cat also uses this Kagune, so I think it's a really good Kagune for 100 million yen only. For 100 million yen, you can get so much value from it in PvPs. You can even beat up Takizawa users. But yeah, I guess that is pretty much all the Kagunes I can talk about right now. If you guys want my opinion on the Kagunes, if you're gonna ask me what are the top 3 best Kagunes right now in Ro-Ghoul, Takizawa is up there, Eto Yoshimura is up there as well, then maybe Kakujira as well, and of course Ken Kaneki because of how cheap it is and how much value you can get from it. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I didn't do much. I pretty much just yapped about all those Kagunes that are in the game right now. Hopefully Alex releases more Kagunes soon in the future. I'm probably gonna do a CCG version, so if you guys want a CCG version, leave a like on this video. Let's try to hit 500 likes. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys stay tuned, stay healthy, and peace out.